They're trying to gather the votes, make sure that they get the majority. It's a difficult job to get the votes because no one wants to vote anymore. We know we've been voting. ANC has been winning. Nothing has been changing. People are afraid to vote for new parties because they don't even trust them. Now, here's a case study. How am I going to trust the DA, the Democratic Alliance? They've been the second party for a long time. How am I going to trust them when they can't even sit down in the boardroom and think and come up with a strong message to gather people around, to gather more votes? I mean, I'm not sure what's going on. They have a leader in John Steenhuisen. Unfortunately, controversy has been following him. If it's not Matric, it's some other things. Now, they sat down and decided that, you know what? The people were looting in June. And then when they were looting, KZN has been in shambles. Now, the only thing that we can do is to go to KZN and gather more votes, gather sympathy. But how do we do that? Let's go to Phoenix. Let's gather the Indian nationals' votes and then get them through sympathy. Talk to the Indians and say, you know what? ANC doesn't care about you. We are the only ones who care. But the problem that they made with this is that it was public. Now you take a poster, you put it there and say, the ANC called you racist, the DA calls you heroes. I'm going to question it. Because people died in Phoenix. People were shot by a small group of Indians who armed themselves to say we are protecting business and then we are going to shoot to kill. Some of them got arrested. Some didn't. People died. Now, instead of you feeling sorry and being sympathetic towards everyone, especially the families of people who died, you come up with a message and say, the ANC called you racist. Who? Exactly who was called a racist? The people who killed or just everyone in Phoenix? I think this one is a low blow for the DA, and because they lost Musi Maimane and then most of the black DA leaders, they lost the majority of the black votes. Now what do? They are running towards the Indian votes. The Freedom Front Plus has taken the majority of the Afrikaner votes. Where is DA now? I think in the next national elections, I don't see DA being the second one. I think they will be down there after Freedom Front Plus because they elect leaders who are making sure that DA doesn't go anyway. Instead of bringing politics, you bring in race in the party. They got rid of the black leaders. Now it's the white leaders and few blacks. They can't even think. It's like It's like Clicks and other major brands putting up an advert that is racist, and then you wonder that who sat down and said, guys, this is gonna sell like hotcakes. Who does that? I mean, now DA, you wonder, okay, did John Steenhuisen actually sat down in the boardroom and say, guys, we got a banger here. People are going to vote for us. With this kind of poster. I mean, come on. Okay, it's fine. They have apologized. But when you apologize, you already tell us that you are actually a fool. Why would you even put something like that and then later on apologize? So it means that you don't think. Guys, education is important. I think we need to make sure that we get educated, especially if we are leaders. We can't be doing such things. But I think it's a win for most of these other parties because the EFF, the ANC, and all other smaller parties, they can just say, you know what, bravo. Keep shooting yourself in the foot, DA. Keep shooting yourself because at the end of the day, we are the ones who are going to gather those votes that you are losing. And frankly, I think it's high time the DA loses most of the vote until they sit down and decide whether they want to be a political party or they want to just remain some banana republic party out there inside their house and remain something that we don't even know what's going on. The leaders are doing as they please. Helen Zille came. What changed? The only thing that changed is that leaders are gone. Otherwise, we still see the same old DA that is choosing white people over blacks. But then it's fine. I mean, like, yeah, you were stupid. You put a stupid poster. At the end of the day, you probably lost most of the people. You probably gained 27 votes from Phoenix, and then you lost 20,000 votes from KZN. Bravo. Next time, when they elect leaders, they should consider qualifications, and I doubt if they do that, most of the DA people will just resign because it looks like it's bad out there. But listen, guys, let me not talk too much. Listen, just watch this video of John Steenhuisen answering questions in Phoenix when they were asking him about his intentions. This is really interesting because I feel like he's still shooting himself on the foot after what happened with this poster. The guy can't even come up with a solid answer. I mean, DA is gone, guys. Rest in peace, DA. I don't see you coming back.
Mr. Steenhuisen, I think you are being a bit disingenuous here, because if you're saying those people who are heroes, be specific. Those who were heroes, according to the DA, were of the Indian community.
Not at all. That's not true. I'm not being disingenuous at all. That is not true. There were black, white, and coloured and Indian South Africans who stood on those barricades when this government retreated in the face of violence that was of their own internal making.
So who are the racists in Phoenix? We're being very specific. In Phoenix, it was mainly the Indian community that actually took matters into their own hands.
I disagree with you. I disagree with you fundamentally. There were over 300 deaths across KwaZulu-Natal.
That's also not true, Mr. Steenhuisen.
There were over 300 deaths across KwaZulu-Natal. Go and check your figures.
No, in Phoenix, we're being specific about Phoenix because this is where the posters have been put up, Mr. Steenhuisen, and this is why your party is being accused of being racially insensitive and out of touch, Mr. Steenhuisen, for actually putting that up. If you say the ANC called them racist, who exactly did the ANC call racist? Let's speak race here.
Let's be specific about who the ANC called racist. Let's be specific how other parties marched through Phoenix holding up posters saying that all Indians are racist. Who stereotyped that community in Phoenix? It was Beki Cele, it was Zandile Gumede, it was Jomo Sabia, it was everyone in the ANC who painted that entire community with the same brush. Yes, there were vigilantes in that community, and the law must take its course. That's what I'm saying. They're not my heroes. They didn't defend the rule of law. They didn't defend the Constitution. They took the law into their own hands. The heroes in that situation are the South Africans who stood on the front line. And what did the ANC's response? They painted the entire community of Phoenix as racist Indians, marching down the streets holding placards saying all Indians are racist. Those people have got a lot to answer for. These are individuals and people in that community who stood up for themselves and stood up when this government let them down. The only people calling people racist were the ANC and the EFF in that instance. We're saying you don't paint an entire community with the same brush. There were vigilante acts from black South Africans, there were vigilante acts from Indian South Africans, just as there were heroic acts from black South Africans as there were from Indian South Africans in that community. I know that because unlike you, I was on the ground in Phoenix.
Oh, I definitely was on the ground, Mr. Steenhuisen.